everyone, today we're making chicken fajitas. Now, I made these on Christmas Eve and they were super delicious. So I'm going to show you, all my ingredients on, how we're going to spice these up, as well as the tools that you need to use and the technique to get the best fajitas ever. You're going to love this. I'm Rockin' Robin and I'm going to show you how to do it right after this. All right, so let's talk about our ingredients a little bit because they're very important. So first up, I am using boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Yes, traditionally fajitas are made with chicken breast, but I like the thighs better. They're juicier, they stay, nice and moist. They don't dry out like chicken breast can, especially if you overcook them. So that's why I like to use them. They just have a little bit more flavor to them. So what I've got here is about a pound, almost a pound and a half, and I have to go in still and trim them up because there is still some extra pockets of fat that I want to get rid of because I don't like it to have that in there. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just trimming these up and I'm actually cutting these into bite-sized pieces. That way I don't have to do it later, okay? They'll already be perfectly sized and we don't have to, cut them up and they cook a lot faster. So that's what I've got going here. So I'm going to show you up real close and personal here. If you decide to use chicken thighs, what you're in for here, because some of you may not want to do this. This one doesn't look too bad, but I just kind of unfolded the chicken thigh there so you can see, the fatty stuff that you want to get rid of. And you can use chicken breast, guys. If you don't want to do this, then, some of you won't want to do it. It looks too gross or whatever. I get it. So that's why I'm showing you, so that you can see, what you're in for here. So I'm going to get rid of this fatty stuff. Like here's a piece here. And you really have to get in there and dig it out. And this only took me, 10 minutes to do. It's not a big deal, but like I said, some of you may not want to bother. Just use chicken breast, cut it up into small chunks, and you're good to go. But I really love the thighs. The flavor's better, and they stay much, juicier. So here's the fat that I trimmed from about 5 chicken thighs, just so you know. And then here's our chicken thighs cut up. Now for the rest of our ingredients, I've got bell peppers, of course, right? That's traditional for fajitas. And I'm using the red and the orange because, well, you know that these are the sweetest, right? You know how they go from green to yellow to orange and then red being the sweetest? Well, that's how it works. All right, we'll have some zucchini. So I've got a couple of zucchini here that I'm gonna use, which is not traditionally in fajitas, but I really like it. It works perfectly with this. We'll need an onion. I got a yellow onion here. And for our marinade, we're gonna use some fresh lime juice. I've got some olive oil over here. And then I have my little spice bowl. In this bowl, I've got Ancho chili powder. And I like to use the Ancho because it has a mild, kind of sweet, smoky flavor, as opposed to regular chili powder, which you can use if you want. But I'm using that. And we'll have some ground cumin, garlic powder, oregano leaf, and some salt. So we want to get our chicken marinating first, right? Because that takes the longest, anywhere from 20, 30 minutes minimum to up to maybe 4 hours. So let's get that going. And I'm going to take my spices that are in the bowl already and I'm just going to combine them together, right? We just want to mix them all up so everything is evenly dispersed. And then we're going to pour this in or over the top of our chicken, kind of toss the chicken a little bit and get those spices in there. And then we're gonna add some olive oil. Now I'm using extra light olive oil, which can take a higher temperature of cooking, and it has less of an olive oil taste, which this works really well for this because we're gonna be cooking these over pretty high heat. And then we're gonna drizzle over some fresh lime juice using our little press here, and it just, works really well. And then we're gonna cover this and I'm gonna place it in the refrigerator. Now that we've got our chicken marinating, we're gonna go ahead and start chopping up our vegetables and have them ready to go. So now we're gonna be cutting up our vegetables pretty much uniformly in size, except for the zucchini. Now, the zucchini are gonna take the least amount of time to cook and soften up, and the bell peppers are gonna take the longest amount of time. So, with that being said, I'm gonna just slice my zucchini a little bit thicker. So with the onions, we'll just cut it in half, peel off the onion, and then cut it into maybe, say, 1/2 inch size slices. And that's pretty much it. I'll just put everything in my bowl over here. Now with the bell pepper, just cut it in half. and then just remove the stem area. And then I'll just slice these into, you know, 1/2 inch slices like this. Now for the zucchini, it's about 6 inches long, so I'm just going to cut the ends off. And then I'm going to cut this one in half. And I'm just going to go with pieces, you know, like this. So something like that. All right, we are ready to start cooking our fajitas. So I've got a cast iron pan. You want to use cast iron if you have it. It is the best way to cook fajitas. All right, I don't know if you can see it, but the pan is starting to smoke, so we're going to put our chicken in. And when I add this chicken, you know, we want it hot because when I add the chicken, it is going to drop the temperature of the pan. Now I also have another pan, or a little bowl sitting right here behind the chicken. This pan is both getting warm from the heat, and when the chicken is done, it's going to go into that dish. After about 6 or 8 minutes or so, check your chicken, go ahead and cut into it a piece and see if it's done. I think this is about done. It doesn't take very long to cook up. I'm going to place it in this bowl now. Turn the flame back up. I'm going to add just a drop of oil. I want this nice and hot when we cook up the veggies, and it's going to pick up all this nice brown stuff into your veggies and give them a great amount of flavor. So I've got my temperature on medium high, almost high. And I'm just going to toss these as they cook. I'm going to add some salt to this. And some more garlic powder. And if you want to add pepper, you can. That's really all they need. Let's see. Now what you're looking for here is the char marks. Kind of like this zucchini right here. Look at this. See that? That's what you want. And these are going to cook for probably a good 10 minutes. Okay, for some of you, this might be where you want to stop. You like it more crunchy. I'm going to go a little bit longer, maybe another minute or so, and then I'm going to add the chicken back to this pot to heat it back up, make sure everything is, you know, nice and hot, and then it's ready to eat. But I love this. I love these char, you know, marks on your veggies. All right, I'm going to add the chicken back to the pot along with all the juice. And we're going to reheat up the chicken. Whoops, come back here. All right, fajitas are done. They smell amazing. Nice and hot, easy dish to make, quick. Make sure you use a really hot pan when you cook your stuff. Look at this, beautiful. Let's take a bite. Super delicious, guys. That Ancho chili powder, smoky, sweet, mild, perfect. The vegetables have that nice caramelized, you know, searing, charring on it. It makes it taste super delicious. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you try this. If you do, please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your experience with it. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And don't forget to click the bell next to it, and you'll be notified when new videos come out every week. So thanks again. We'll see you next time.